Class, our topic for today is operating segments. Our reference for this topic is PFRS 8. And according to PFRS 8, an operating segment is a component of an entity. When you say component, pwede siyang division or branch, store, or product. It's a component of an entity that has its own revenues and expenses, wherein the results are reviewed by the Chief Operating Decision Maker, or CODM, Chief Operating Decision Maker, and wherein the financial information are available. Okay, so this is the definition of operating segment under PFRS 8. It's a component of an entity. When you say component, pwede siyang division, branch, store, or product that has its own revenues and expenses. So, nag-generate siya ng sariling revenues and nag-incur ng sariling expenses reviewed by Chief Operating Decision Makers such as CEOs, CFOs, and top management. And since meron siyang own revenues and expenses, available yung financial information. Okay? According to PFRS 8, an operating segment may be based on products or location. Okay? Let's have an example. So, for the products, for example, class, si Nestle. Yan. So, si Nestle, meron siyang 2,000 products globally. Okay? Yung pinakasikat sa Philippines, yung mga alam natin, merong Nescafe, ano pa, Milo, okay, Nido, what else? Bear Brand, and KitKat. Ayan. So, si Nescafe, si Milo, si Nido, si Bear Brand, si KitKat, bawat isa sa kanila is considered as an operating segment. Okay? Yun yung based on products. Based on location naman, for example, si Jollibee. Meron siyang 1,000 plus stores in the Philippines. Bawat store ni Jollibee is considered as an operating segment. Alright? Now, the goal of PFRS 8 is to determine which segments are reportable separately. Okay? So, yung keywords dito, class, reportable separately. Because, for example, si Nestle, again, meron siyang 2,000 plus ng products. Very impractical na yung presentation in the financial statements. For example, si product 1, ganito yung sales, cost of sales, expenses, and so on. Si product 2, this is the sales, cost of sales, expenses, hanggang maging 2,000 plus. Very impractical yun. In the same way for Jollibee, meron siyang 1,000 stores, impractical na, okay, si Store 1, ito yung revenues, expenses. Store 2, ganito, revenues, expenses. Again, the goal of PFRS 8 is to determine alin dun sa mga segments are reportable separately. But don't get me wrong, lahat ire-report pa din. Okay, lahat ng financial information of all the segments, ire-report pa rin yan. It's just that merong sineseparate, merong kino-combine. For example, si Nestle. Na-determine natin na si Nescafe, reportable siya separately. Okay? So, i-report natin, okay, si Nescafe, ito yung sales, cost of sales, expenses. All other segments, i-combine natin. Okay? May i-represent separately, may i-combine. Pero all in all, i-report pa rin natin silang lahat in the financial statements. Gets? Okay. Sir, paano natin malalaman if alin sa mga segments are reportable separately? We have two criteria. First one is what we call qualitative criteria. Second is quantitative criteria. For qualitative criteria, we will apply the management approach. So management, ang term na ginagamit under PFRS 8 is the CODM, Chief Operating Decision Maker. If the Chief Operating Decision Maker believes that an operating segment should be reported and is useful for decision making, ayun, i-report separately yan. So nasa discretion siya ni management or ni Chief Operating Decision Maker. Ulitin ko, under qualitative approach, if the CODM believes that a segment is useful for decision making, reportable separately yan. Got it? Now, pag naman sa quantitative criteria, meron tayong mga thresholds. Pag pumasa din sa thresholds, ayun, reportable separately yan. Okay? Basically, we have three quantitative thresholds. Sulat mo muna. We have revenue test, profit or loss test, and we have asset test. Okay, dumo tayo sa revenue test. When you say revenue test, the segment's revenue must be at least 10%. Okay, ito yung key percentage dito, 10% of total revenues. And take note, nakalagay total. When you say total, both external and internal revenues. Sir, ano difference sa external and internal revenues? For example, class, ito si Nestle. Ayan, yung buong company. And then, ito si Nescafe, letter N. Ito naman si Milo. Okay, letter M. Now, lahat ng ibebenta ni Nescafe to outside customers, ang tawag natin doon, class, external revenue. Okay? And for some reason, for example lang, nagbenta si Nescafe kay Milo. Ang tawag natin doon, internal revenue. Also called intersegment revenue. Okay? So yung basis ng 10%, again, total revenues. Marami nagkakamali dyan kasi hindi sinasama yung internal. External plus internal. Okay? Lahat yan i-apply natin later sa handouts. Let's go to profit or loss test. If the segments, profit or loss, okay, is at least 10% of the higher between profit or loss. Pipiliin natin, alin mas mataas sa kanila, profit or loss. Pero syempre, it's as if positive si loss. Okay? So, ang i-compare natin, absolute amounts. Ibig sabihin, as if positive yung loss natin. Later, i-apply natin sa handouts natin. Sulat mo muna. Asset test, segments assets are at least 10% of the total assets. So, total pa rin. Okay? So, laging 10%. 10%, 10%, 10%. Now, again, meron tayong 3. Revenue, P&L test, and asset test. After natin malaman lahat ng reportable segment, actually may isa pa tayong test. We call this the overall size test. Okay? For the overall size test, the reportable segments external revenues must be at least 75% of total external revenues. Okay, so again, after natin ma-identify kung sino yung mga reportable segments, isa-subject pa natin siya sa isang test. Overall size test. Reportable segments, external revenues must be at least 75. Hindi 10%, 75 of external. Take note, external lang. Kanina, external plus internal. Pero dun sa 75% test natin or overall size test, external lang yan. Huwag mo isasama yung internal. Okay, so take note of that. Sige, so apply muna natin yan. Let's go to our illustrative examples. Illustrative example number 1. Requirement is identify the reportable segments. Okay, illustrative example number 1. I-apply natin yung revenue, yung profit or loss, and asset test. Okay, let's read the given. Pinnacle Company is preparing its year-end financial statements and has identified the following operating segments. Meron tayong 5, A, B, C, D, E. Binigyan tayo ng revenues, profit or loss, and assets. Okay, so doon muna tayo sa revenue test. For revenue test, tama ba class? Ang total revenues dyan, 3 million. Okay, multiply mo sa 10%. Laging 10% yan. 10%, you get 300,000. So ito yung threshold natin. Kapag at least 300,000, yung revenues ng segment, reportable yan. So tingnan natin class, sino kay A, B, C, D, E yung pumasa dun sa revenue test. Si A, meron siyang 1 million revenues. So mas mataas sa 300,000. So pasado sa A. Si B naman, 1.2 million. Yes, pasado rin siya. Si C, 270. Hindi. Below 300 yan. Si D, 240. Hindi rin. Si E, 290. Hindi rin. So, ang pasado sa revenue test, A and B. Okay? Let's go to profit or loss test. So, sabi ko kanina, profit or loss test, ihiwalay natin si profits and losses. Pipiliin natin whichever is higher between the two. Okay? So, ganito yung class. Tingnan natin yung profit and loss. Doon mo tayo sa may profits. Ang may profits dito si segment A, 200,000. Plus segment B, 140,000. Plus segment E, 50,000. So, makukuha mo dyan 390,000 yung profits. Yung losses naman, si segment C, 70,000. Si segment D, 700,000. So, 770,000. So, again, as if positive yung losses. Okay? Kaya lagay ko dito absolute amount. Siyempre, kapag negative yan, lagi mas mataas si profit. So, i-separate mo yung profit and loss as if positive si losses. Alin yung higher? Siyempre si loss. Okay? Multiply natin by 10%, you get 77,000. Tingnan natin class kung sino kay segments A, B, C, D, E yung pumasa dun sa profit or loss test natin. Segment A, 200,000. Yes, pasado yan. Segment B, 140. Yes, pasado. Segment C, 70. Hindi, below 77. Segment D, 700,000. Again, as if positive. Okay? So, pasado si segment D. Yung segment E, 50,000. Hindi yan pasado. Let's go to asset test. Asset test natin, total assets, 46.4 million. Multiply by 10%, 4640,000. Okay? Under asset test, tignan natin kung sino yung pasado. Segment A, 14 million. Yes, mas mataas yun sa 4640. Segment B, 180 million. Obviously, kasama yan. Segment C, 12 million. Yes. Segment D, 1 million. Segment E, 1.4. Hindi yung pasado. So, answers natin. Sino sir yung reportable segments? Reportable segments natin, si A, si B, si C, and si D. Okay? Ang hindi lang natin i-report separately, si E. Okay? Actually, si E, technically, i-report pa rin natin yan. Pero lalagay yan sa others. Parang ganun. So, parang, imagine mo, sa financial statements natin, ito si A, si B, si C, si D, tapos merong others. Parang ganun. Okay? So, dito yung revenues, expenses, and then all other segments, ilalagay mo sa others. Pero again, lahat pa rin i-report mo sa financial statements. It's just that may mga segments tayo na reported separately. Gets? Okay. Sige, let's go to illustrative example number 2. Okay, illustrative example number 2. Sige, management approach and aggregation. So, tingnan natin kung ano ibig sabihin yan. Ang management approach, ito siya. Yung qualitative criteria. Okay? Sige. And by the way, class, illustrative example number 1, isa lang na ipapasa mo dyan, ha? Okay? Hindi kailangan pumasa ka sa tatlo na yan. Isa lang dyan, reportable separately ka na. Okay? Isa lang, reportable segment ka na dyan. Okay. Let's go to illustrative example number 2. Identify the reportable segments. Mr. Accounting Company engages in 5 diversified operations, namely A, B, C, D, E. Yan yung mga segments natin. Information, shown below. Okay, meron tayong revenues, profit or loss, and meron tayong assets. Additional information. For internal reporting purposes, segments A and B are considered as one operating segment. Iko-combine mo yan. Okay, kasi sabi ni Chief Operating Decision Maker, okay, for internal use, iko-combine siya. Ganun yan. Segment E is considered as operating segment for internal decision-making process. Ano ibig sabihin nung second bullet na yan? Ibig sabihin, class, management approach yan. Okay, according to the Chief Operating Decision Maker, si segment E, okay, useful yan for decision making. Automatic, si segment E, reportable na yan. Hindi natin kailangan i-subject si segment E dun sa quantitative criteria. Kuhan yan? Okay, yun yung qualitative criteria. Sa qualitative criteria, wala ka nang pakialam sa mga 10% test na yan. Hindi na nagmamatter yan. Basta alam ni Chief Operating Decision Maker, oh, useful yan. Automatic reportable na siya. Okay. Segment C and D have similar characteristics and share a majority of the aggregation criteria. So, sulat ko lang, class, kung ano ibig sabihin ng aggregation criteria. Okay, sulat mo muna. Lagyan natin dito. Meron tayong 5. When you say aggregation criteria, yung mga segments daw, meron silang similar characteristics. Meron silang similar characteristics if, okay, similar yung nature of products or services. Okay? Sulat mo muna, ha? Similar nature of process. Similar type or class of customers. Okay? Similar marketing methods or distribution methods. Lagyan natin, distribution. And then, similar nature of regulatory environment. Ayan. So, ano yung mga keywords dito? Similar nature of products or services, process, customers, marketing, and regulatory. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin lang yung class, yung mga segments, kapag meron silang similar characteristics, at least majority. So, ano ba yung majority? Tama ba kas? 5 yan. So, ano yung majority niyan? 3 out of 5. Okay? Pag similar sila, sa 3 out of 5 dito, pwede mo i-combine yan. Yun lang ibig sabihin ng aggregation. Got it? Majority, ha? Kapag 2 out of 5 lang, hindi mo pwede i-combine. Dapat at least 3 out of 5. Okay? Balik tayo dun sa illustrative example number 2. Dun sa third bullet. Segments C and D have similar economic characteristics. Ito yung economic characteristics. And share a majority. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 3 out of 5, similar sila. Pwede natin pagsama si C and D. So, ganito gagawin ko yung class. Sa illustrative example number 2, lagay ko muna dito. Pagsamahin natin si A and B kasi sabi dyan sa bullet number 1, consider sila as one operating segment, okay, based on the CODM. Si C and D, pwede rin natin i-combine based on the third bullet, and then solo si E. Lagay natin dito, class, revenues, profit or loss, and assets. Okay? So, add natin yung revenues ni A and B, 800,000 plus 800,000, 1.6 million. Si C and D, 50,000 plus 150, 200,000. And then, si E, 200,000. Actually, si E, automatic reportable na yan based on the second bullet. Pero isama pa rin natin siya. Okay? 1.6 plus 2, 100 plus 200, obviously still 2 million yung total niyan. Profit or loss, si A and B, pagsamahin natin, 100 or 200 plus 100, 300,000. C and D, 10,000 plus 20, 30,000. And then, si E, 70,000. Total profit or loss natin class, 400,000. And then for the assets, A and B, 10 million plus 2 million, that's 12 million. C and D, 1 million plus 2 million, 3 million. And then si E, 6 million. Total natin is 21 million. So, ang ginawa ko class, ganun pa rin yung total, syempre. Pinagsama ko lang si A and B and si C and D. Alright? Now, pwede natin gamitin yung revenue test natin. Revenue test times 10%, 200,000. Tama? Profit or loss test times 10%, kasi puro profit naman yan eh. Doon natin kailangan ihiwalay si profit and loss, 40,000. Assets natin times 10%, 2.1 million. Okay, so tingnan natin. Sa revenue test, sino papasok dyan? Well, ang kailangan natin 200,000. Tama? Ang pasok dyan, si A, B, and si C, D. Alright? So, lagay natin A and B. And then, kasi magkasama yan eh, C and D. Okay, magkasama sila. Sa profit or loss test natin, for 40,000, ang pasok dyan, si A, B, and actually si E, automatic na yan. Okay? Kasi qualitative criteria, automatic na yung kasama si E. So, pasok sa atin si A, B. Alright? And then, okay, so, double check ko lang ha. Okay. And then sa assets test naman, 2.1 million. So, ang pasok sa atin, si A, B, and si C, D pasok din yan. Okay? And obviously, si E kasama na rin yan. Alright? A, B, and C, D. So, ang conclusion natin class, yung reportable natin, pagsasamahin natin, ito yung final answer, ha? Ang reportable natin, pagsasamahin natin si A, B, okay? Pagsasamahin natin si C, D, and si E, i-report din natin siya. Alright? Ito yung tatlong segments na i-report natin. A, B magkasama, si C, D magkasama, and then si E. Alright? So again, si E, qualitative criteria yan. Kaya hindi natin sinama dun sa 10%. Sa total, kasama siya. Siyempre. Pero yung pag-compare sa threshold, di mo na kailangan isama yan. Alright. So ganun siya. Sige. And then, alright. Tama lang. Let's go to number 3. Illustrative example, number 3. Okay na tayo sa revenue test, P&L test, asset test. Doon naman tayo sa overall size test. Apply natin siya using illustrative example number 3. Requirement is identify the reportable segments. Okay, CPA company is preparing its year-end financial statements and has identified the following operating segments. Meron tayong segments A to F. Okay? External revenues, inter-segment revenues. Ano ulit yung external revenues? Pag binenta mo sa outside customers, external yun. Ano ulit yung inter-segment? Ayun, example natin, si Nido or si Nescafe nagbenta kay Milo. Alright? Yun yung inter-segment or internal revenues. Pag in-add mo yan, makukuha mo yung total revenues, nandiyan na rin. And then meron tayong profit, and meron tayong assets. Okay, identify the reportable segments. So, ganito lang gagawin ko dyan, class. Just an example number 3. Doon muna tayo sa revenues. Revenue test. 3 million times 10%. 300,000. So, sino yung papasa dun sa 300,000? Segment A, 1.8 million. Yes, pasado yan. Segment B, 500,000. Yes, pasado yan. Segment C, D, E, and F below 300. So, hindi sila pumasa dun sa revenue test. Let's go to profit or loss test. Okay, profit naman lahat. So, total is 1.4 million. Multiply natin sa 10%. That's 140,000. So, sino yung pumasa dyan? Segment A, yes. 700,000. Segment B, 400, yes. Segment C, D, E, F, hindi sila pumasa dun sa profit or loss test. Let's go to asset test. Total is 22 million. Multiply natin by 10%. That is 2.2 million. Segment A, 12 million. Yes, pasado yan. Segment B, 7 million. Yes, pasado yan. Segments C, D, E, F, hindi sila pasado. So basically, ang pasado sa atin, A and B. Okay. Again, isa lang ipapasa mo. Okay? Hindi kailangan sa tatlo ka pumasa. So ang reportable segments natin, si A and B. Kaya lang class, sabi ko kanina, after mo ma-identify lahat ng reportable segments, is-subject mo siya sa overall size test. Ano ulit yung overall size test? Yung napili natin na segments, which are A and B, dapat at least yung external revenues yan, at least 75% of the total external revenues. So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Si A and B, how much yung external revenues nila? Doon ka sa second column, external revenues. Tama ba? 1.2 million. And then si B, 400,000. Total of 1.6 million. 1.6 million, i-divide mo sa total external revenues ng lahat ng segments sa 2.3 million. Tignan natin. 1.6 divided by 2.3, 69.57%. Obviously, below 75% yan. Kailangan ma-reach mo at least 75%. Okay? So ngayon, kailangan natin magdagdag. Magdagdag pa tayo. Sino yung possible natin idagdag? Well, ang dagdag na natin, yung next highest external revenue, which is segment C. Okay? Si segment C, meron siyang 250,000. So, 1,850,000 na yan. Tama? Pag dinivide mo yan sa 2.3 million, 1,850,000 divide by 2.3 million, you get 80.43%. Ayun, pasado na kasi at least 75% na siya. So, ang reportable sa atin, final answer, segments A, B, and C. Kasama si C. Okay, kasi wala namang sinabi sa problem kung sino yung next na more relevant na information na segment sa atin. So, inassume natin si C na lang kasi siya yung may next highest revenue. Alright? So, ang ginawa ko, nag-test tayo, 3 test. Na-compute natin si A and B. Okay, yung pumasa sa mga thresholds natin. Pero tinest natin siya, yung overall size test. Take note class ha, external revenue ha. Okay, external. Ang external plus internal, ito lang siya sa revenue test lang yan. Pero kapag 75% na, overall size test, external lang yung magiging basis natin. Okay, hindi pumasok sa 75%, dinagdag natin si C, ayun, pumasok na siya. Therefore, ang reportable natin, A, B, and C. That's for number 3. Let's go to number 4. Okay, comprehensive to, number 4. Illustrative example number 4. We have 3 requirements. Okay, determine the reportable segments without regard to aggregation criteria. So, wag daw muna natin pansinin yung aggregation criteria. Number 2, if the 75% is not yet met, identify additional reportable segments. And number 3, what are the reportable segments? Okay, ABC Company provided the following data for the current year. Meron tayong segments 1 to 7 and then may others. Okay, may revenues, profit or loss, and assets. Okay, the others category include 5 operating segments, none of which has revenue or assets greater than 80,000. Okay, so doon muna tayo sa requirement number 1. This is example number 4. Okay, so doon muna tayo sa revenue test. Total revenue, sa kalagay dyan, 2 million. Multiply natin by 10%, you get 200,000. So, sino ipapasok sa 200,000 nating class? Well, si segment 1, okay? Si segment 3, yun lang. Si segment 1, si segment 3 lang. Tama? Lahat below 200,000 na. Let's go to profit or loss test. Hiwalay natin si profit and si loss. Doon muna tayo sa profit. Lahat ng positive. Segment 1, 200,000. Segment 2, 20. Segment 3, 70. Segment 6, 10,000. So, 300,000 yung profits natin. And then yung loss, tingnan natin class ha. Yung loss natin, 30,000 plus 25,000 plus 20,000 plus 25,000, 100,000. Alright? So, 100,000. So, syempre, mas mataas, 300,000. So, recompute ko lang yung loss. Okay, loss natin, 30,000 plus 25 plus 20 plus 25. Yes, tama, 100,000. Profit, 300,000 times 10%, 30,000. So, sino yung pasok sa 30,000 natin? Segment 1, 200,000. Yes, pasok yan. Segment 2, 20,000. Hindi yan pasok. Segment 3, 70. Yes. Segment 4, 30. Yes, pasok. Okay. At least, ha? So, ibig sabihin, pag equal, okay lang, pasok pa rin yan. Segments 5, 6, 7, and others, hindi sila pumasok dun sa profit or loss test natin. So far, meron tayong 1, 3, and 4. Doon tayo sa asset test. Okay, total assets, 1.5 million. Multiply natin by 10%, 150,000. So, tignan natin class, hindi papasok sa 150. Segment 1, yes. Segment 2, hindi. Segment 3, yes. Segment 4, no. Segment 5, yes. 6, 7, and others, hindi sila pumasok sa asset test natin. Therefore, ang reportable sa requirement number 1 natin, okay, ang reportable without regard to aggregation criteria, 1, 3, 4, and 5. Ayun, ito yung reportable natin. Requirement number 2, if the overall 75% overall size test for reportable segments not yet met, identify additional reporting or reportable segment. So, tignan natin class. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Tignan natin yung external revenues sila. Wala naman sinabing internal or external. So, assume natin yung given na revenues, external lahat yan. Okay, si segment 1, meron siyang 620,000. Segment 3, 340,000. Segment 4, 190,000. And segment 5, 180,000. Okay, total natin yung class. 620 plus 340 plus 190 plus 180, you get 1,330,000. Right? I-divide natin by 2 million yung total revenues. Okay, divide by 2 million, you get 66.5%. Uy, below 75%. Dapat ma-reach natin yung 75%. Sabi dyan, alin daw yung idadagdag natin? Basahin natin yung second bullet. Operating segments 1 and 2 produce very similar products. Nasaan yan? Products. And use very similar production process. But serve different customers and use different quiet distribution system. These differences are due in part to the fact that segment 2 operates in a regulated environment while segment 1 does not. Okay. So yung bullet number 2, 2 out of 5. Hindi siya majority. Okay. So ibig sabihin, least priority natin si segments 1 and 2. Punta tayo sa third bullet. Operating segments 6 and 7 have very similar products, production process, product distributions, but are organized as separate divisions, different types of customers, and neither segments 6 and 7 operated in a regulated environment. Okay. So yung third bullet, 1, 2, 3. Majority. Na-reach niya yung majority. Okay. Therefore, ang idadagdag natin, si 6 and 7. Pagsasamahin natin siya. 6, 7, ang revenues niya, 70,000 plus 120, you get 190,000. Alright? So 1,330,000 plus 190,000, you get 1,520,000. 1,520, divide natin by 2 million, you get, 76%. Pasado na siya sa 75% overall size test natin. Conclusions, ang reportable segment natin, 1, 3, 4, 5, and then pagsasamahin natin si 6 and 7. Ayun. And then everything else, si 2, and then si others, pagsasama-samahin mo sila dun sa others na section. Okay? So yun yung sagot natin for illustrative example number 4. And lastly, illustrative example number 5. Okay, this is about major customer. Okay, so last concept na to. When you say major customer, punta ka dito. If a single customer accounts for at least 10% of entities' external revenue, external pa rin ha, ang tawag natin sa kanya, major customer. Kailangan natin i-disclose yan na may major customer tayo. For example, class, si Nestle. Okay? Let's say si Nestle, ang total sales niya, globally, for example lang, 100 million pesos. And then, let's say, or in the Philippines na lang pala, in the Philippines. And let's say 10% niyan, which is 10 million, ang bumibili sa kanya si SM Hypermarket. SM or SM Hypermarket. Ayan. Okay, so 10 million ang sales ni Nestle, si SM Hypermarket yung bumibili. Ang tawag natin kay SM Hypermarket, since 10% niyan, at least sa kanya, major customer yan. Kailangan natin i-disclose na reliant tayo sa major customer. Yun lang ibig sabihin nito. Okay? Sige, so let's go to example number 5. BSA company has the following information on its operating segments. May nakita dyan, external, inter-segment, may total, may profit, and may assets. Take note, external lang yan, ha? Huwag mo isasama internal. Therefore, sabi dyan, determine the revenues from transactions with a single external customer that will require BSA to provide disclosures. Okay, so, punta ka dun sa 2.3 million na external. Huwag mo isasama internal. Therefore, multiply mo na sa 10% yan, 230,000. So, basta may customer tayo, na yung sales natin sa kanila at least 230,000, consider yun as major customer. I-report natin siya, i-disclose natin in the notes to financial statements. Okay? Ulitin ko lang, class. Isasama mo lang yung internal or inter-segment sales dun sa revenue test. Everything else, 75% test sa major customer, external lang yan, ha? Huwag mo isasama yung internal. Okay. Let's go to our main problems. So, madali na main problems. Main problem number 1. Sabi dyan, in conformity with the revenue test, reportable segments were. Okay, the following information pertains to revenue earned by Princess Companies industry segments. So, main problem number 1 ako, ha? Okay, December 31. Meron tayo segment A, B, C, and D. And then, meron tayong, ayan, combined, consolidated, elimination, consolidated. So, basically, tinanggal lang yung inter-segment. So, meron tayong sales to affiliated customers, yun yung external sales. Meron tayong inter-segment sales, yun yung internal sales. And then, meron tayong total. In conformity with the revenue test, reportable segments were, ano lang gagawin ko dyan, class? Pag revenue test, kasama lahat yan, total yan. Therefore, punta ka dun sa 83,000. Yun yung external plus internal. Okay? Multiply mo sa 10%, 8,300 yung threshold natin. Sino yung pumasa sa 8,300? Segment A, total niya 8,000, hindi yan pasado. Segment B, yes, 12,000, pasado yan. Segment C, hindi. Segment D, yes, pasado yan. Therefore, sagot natin, main problem number 1, boy, only B and D. Easy. Main problem number 2. Okay. Meron tayong 2 questions. Question number 1, it is FS, it should disclose major customer. To major customer, dapat 10% of external. Okay? And then, question number 1. Question number 2, external revenues reported by operating segments must be at least, so ito yung overall size test, 75% of external. Tignan natin. Let's read the given. Bernaling Company, a publicly owned entity, is subject to the requirements of PFRS 8. In its income statement for the year, it reported revenue of 25 billion excluding intersegment. Ibig sabihin yung 25 billion, yun yung external natin. O, yun. Yun yung gagamitin natin, 25 million. Excluding intersegment of 5 million, expenses 23.5, net income. Expenses include payroll costs, the combined assets, and so on and so forth. So again, pag 10% major customer, external. Kapag overall size test, external din yan. So 25 million times 10%, you have 2.5 million. Sagot natin sa question number 1 is letter A, 2.5 million. Question number 2, 25 million times 75%. Okay, let's compute. 25 million times 0.75. You get 18,750,000. Question number 2, answer natin, letter D, dog, 18,750,000. Okay, let's go to main problems number 3 and 4. Problem number 3 muna. Sige, for purposes of segment reporting, it will report segment profit of Michelle Company, a publicly owned corporation, assesses performance and makes operating decisions using the following information for its reportable segment. Total revenue, 7,680. Total profit or loss, 406,000. Included in the total profit and loss are intersegment profit of 61. So nakalagay dyan, class, yung profit and loss natin, 406,000. Kasama daw dyan, intersegment profit or internal profit. Okay lang yan. Basta yung revenue test, P&L test, asset test, lahat yan external and internal. Okay lang yan, 61. Walang problema dyan. Tama lang na in-include. In addition, it has 5,000 of common costs for its reportable segments that are not allocated in reports used internally. So, ibig sabihin, class, yung common cost na yan, hindi daw siya kinoconsider ng chief operating decision maker natin na relevant or useful for decision making. I-ignore mo lang yan. Okay? So, yung 5,000 na common cost na yan, wala siya dito, ha? Excluded siya dyan. Therefore, sagot mo dito, class, for purpose of segment reporting, how much daw yung profit na i-report or how much yung amount na i-compare mo dun sa 10%, yun yung sagot natin. Yun pa rin, 406. So, ibig sabihin, class, tama lang na sinama niya dyan yung 61,000. Tama lang na in-exclude niya dyan yung 5,000. That's why dog yung sagot natin for number 3. And take note, pag ang pinag-uusapan natin is common cost. Okay? And by example ng common cost, let's say advertising cost. Yan pinakamaganda dyan. Nag-a-advertise ka for all the products. Common cost yan. Ganito yan, class. Titignan mo muna if there is a proper or with proper and reasonable basis for allocation. Okay? Kapag may with proper, allocate mo yan. Check. Okay, allocate. Okay? Kapag without proper basis and proper and reasonable basis, huwag mong i-allocate yan. Ayun yung making criteria natin. Kasi nakalagay dito, sabi dyan, yung common cost na 5,000 are not allocated in reports. So, ibig sabihin, walang proper or reasonable basis. That's why, sagot natin for main problem number 3 is dog 406,000. Last one, main problem number 4. Queenie Company has 4 manufacturing divisions. Question muna, how much should be shown as excess divisions or X divisions operating profit? Queenie Company has 4 manufacturing divisions, each of which had been determined to be a reportable segment. Common operating costs are appropriately allocated on the basis of each division's sales in relation to aggregate sales. Yun, meron tayong proper and reasonable basis. In its excess division, accounted for 40%. And circle mo yung 40% of total sales. For the year ended, X division had sales of 2 million. Ang tinatawag sa ating profit. So start tayo with sales. Meron tayong sales na 2 million. Traceable operating cost. Pag sabing traceable, ang nag-incur talaga niyan si X division. So kasama yan. Traceable operating cost na 1.2 million. In 2021, the company incurred operating costs of 200 that were not directly traceable. Ang tawag doon, common cost. Okay, yung common cost natin, again, na-prove natin na mayroong proper and reasonable basis. Yung 40%, naalala nyo yan? 200,000 times 40%, that's 80,000. Okay, and then, In addition, the company incurred interest expense of 160,000. Yung interest expense, common cost din yan para sa lahat yan. Kaya lang, hindi naman sinabi na meron siyang proper and reasonable basis. I-disregard mo na lang yan. Okay, therefore, yung profit na i-compare natin dun sa 10% rule, tignan natin, 2 million minus 1.2 minus 80,000. Okay, that's 720,000. Letter C for main problem number 4. Okay, letter C. Okay, so that's it. Let's finish this topic by answering the theory questions. Theory number 1, for segment reporting purposes, which tests must be applied to determine if a unit or component is a reportable operating segment? The revenue, profit and loss, and asset test. You have, for number 1, dog. Let's go to number 2, an entity shall disclose information about an operating segment when? Okay, actually lahat yan. Tingnan natin yung A. The segment assets are 10% or more of the combined assets. The segment external and internal is 10% of or more of the combined. Segment profit or loss is 10%. So again, yung 10% rule natin. Lahat yan 10%. Dog for number 2. Number 3, a major customer is one providing revenue, which is, again, 10% of entity's external revenue. Tignan natin yung mga choices. A, at least 90%. O, mali na agad yan. B, 10% or more of the consolidated entity revenue. C, 10% or more of the combined internal, mali na yung C. D, 10% or more of the combined external and internal, mali na yung dog. Actually, best answer mo is boy. Okay? Pero to make it more accurate, dapat dyan, sa boy, sulat mo na lang, 10% or more of the consolidated entity's external revenue. I-insert mo lang yung external para talagang 100% correct yung boy. 10% or more of the consolidated entity's external revenue. Huwag mo isasama yung internal revenue. Number 4, which is correct concerning 75% overall size test? Okay, punta ka dun sa A. The total external revenue, again, external lang, okay, is 75% or more of the entity's external revenue. Okay, huwag mo isasama yung internal sa overall size test natin. Number 5, what is the approach of looking into an enterprise's organizational and management structure and its financial reporting system in order to identify the enterprise's geographical and business segments? Management approach. Yung qualitative approach natin. Letter D for number 5. Again, kapag qualitative approach or management approach, kahit hindi ka pumasa dyan sa mga thresholds na yan, okay lang. Reportable separately ka pa rin. Sige, number 6. FYI na lang yung number 6. No? What is the reasonable upper limit for the number of operating segments? So parang dito kay Nestle, may 2,000 products siya. Okay? So ang reasonable upper limit is 10. Okay? So number 6, dog yan. 10 yan. Ngayon, yung the rest of the products, i-combine mo na lang sa others. Alright? Pero lahat yan, again, nire-report pa rin in the financial statements. Dog for number 6. Number 7, in financial reporting of operating segments, an entity shall disclose all of the following except factors used to identify a reportable segment, yes. The basis of measurement of segment operating profit or loss segment, yes. Yung C ang hindi mo na kailangan i-disclose. Okay? The title of the chief operating decision maker, okay, CODM. Hindi mo na kailangan sabihin na si CEO yan, na si CFO or whatever. Hindi na kailangan niya, hindi siya ni-require sa PFRS 8. So yung A, B, and D, yung dog, type of product and service from which each reportable segment derives revenue, yes. So C, hindi na required yan. Okay, last 2 items. FYI na lang yung number 8, no? As part of PFRS 8, entity-wide disclosures, if revenues from a single customer accounts for 10% or more of the entity's total revenues or total external revenues, and the entity shall disclose, actually yung the identity, hindi kasama yan. Yung kanina example natin, hindi mo na kailangan sabihin na si SM Hypermarket yung customer mo, hindi ka na kailangan sabihin yan. Yung number 2, yes, identity of the segments reporting the revenues. The total amount of revenues from each major customers, yes. Number 4, the total amount of revenues reported in each segment by the major customer, hindi na kailangan yan. So yung 2 and 3 lang, yung required sa atin by PFRS 8, so FYI na lang, boy, sagot natin for number 8. And last one, number 9, question muna tayo, how will the segmental information to be presented? Sino daw dito yung paano natin sila i-present, okay? An entity manufactures suits, clothing, bed linen, and various cotton and man-made fiber products. So yun yung mga segments. It has several segments which are reported internally. Okay, so meron tayong 5 segments and then given in percentages. Alam natin, pag pumasok ng 10% yan, pasok siya sa threshold natin. The table represents the percentages of sales, profit, segment assets that are attributable to the different segments. The entity wants to present bed linen and cloth as a single but is wondering whether the information can be aggregated. Well, yung bed linen and cloth, masasabi natin na, well, nature of product, pasado naman yan. Nature of process, yes. Type of class of customer, yes. Marketing methods, yes. So I think at least majority naman, pasok dun sa aggregation criteria for bed linen and cloth. Okay, so pwede natin pagsamahin yan. So tignan natin class. Doon muna tayo sa sales. For the sales, susulat natin. For the sales or revenue test, ang pumasok dyan, yung pasok sa 10%, si suits, okay, si shirts, si bed linen and clothes, pagsamahin natin. 15% plus 7%, that's 22%. Pasok rin yan. Lagyan natin bed linen and cloth. Yan yung pumasok sa revenue test. Si blinds, hindi, 8% lang. Sa profits, ang pumasok dyan sa 10%, yes, si suits, pasok yan. Si shirts, pasok din yan. Bed linen and cloth, 10% plus 4%, 14%, pasok din yan. Sa asset test naman natin, pasok si suits, pasok si shirts, bed linen, 7%, si cloth, 5%, total is 12%, pasok din siya. And then, si blinds, hindi pa rin siya pasok. Therefore, sagot natin for number 9 is A. Bed linen and cloth, magkasama sila, okay. Suits and shirts, kakahiwala yan. Okay, suits, hiwalay, separate. Si shirts, separate yan. Si BNC, pagkasamahin natin. So, si bed linen and cloth will all be shown as separate segments with blinds. Okay, all be shown as separate segments with blinds. So, si blinds, yun yung hindi kasama sa... Si blinds, ano siya sa others. Okay, hindi siya kasama, hindi siya i-report separately. Okay, for number 9, letter A. Okay, that concludes our discussion on operating segments.